The Arcturian Group, April 9, 2017. By Marilyn Raffaele. Homepage, www.onenessofall.com. Greetings, dear ones. We come in love and bringing guidance for all who are trying so hard to make sense of the world and how it relates to the ascension. Do not believe that there is no progress, for as we have explained before, the dense and heavy energies created by mankind through centuries lived in fear and with closed hearts must clear globally and personally in order for the energies of unconditional love to manifest. God, Source, Divine Consciousness, or whatever you choose to name it, is whole and complete, an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. The Divine Feminine is the Mother God aspect of the One, while the Divine Masculine is the Father God aspect of the One. Much of the world continues to give recognition and worship only the Father God aspect, relegating God's other half to being unimportant or even non-existent. Many religions continue even today to promote this grossly false interpretation of truth. The Divine Feminine energies are centered in the heart, flow as unconditional love, and are absolutely necessary to the whole. Without God's feminine aspect, you have a left-brain world of paternalism, absent of love, which is exactly what you are now witnessing in so many places. Closed hearts are unable to flow the receptive, intuitive, creative energies of the Divine Feminine, resulting in an imbalance and overload of masculine energies, the active, beer, doer, law and power energies. This uneven balance can easily be observed the world over, and is particularly manifest in the Middle East, where for the most part women still live subject to the dominance and whims of the masculine. At a certain point in everyone's spiritual evolution there comes an awareness of these imbalances, and they begin to intuitively and silently question many concepts and beliefs previously accepted as normal. Men and women who have lived lifetimes with closed hearts blocking the full expression of the Divine Feminine energies will find the awakening process to be a confusing and painful time, because they have built their identity and self-worth upon the myths of the masculine being more important than the feminine. However, the process of opening the heart can only begin when one realizes that it is closed. Some examples of the personality traits of men or women who have limited themselves only to the masculine are taking charge of every situation whether or not it is their place, dominating and feeling the need to always tell others what to do, considering self's opinions and beliefs to be the only correct ones, and holding the attitude of my way or the highway, regardless of the feelings, needs, or beliefs of others. Men and women can also be overbalanced with feminine energy, which manifests as a person who consistently defers to others, in the belief that they are either not worthy of having opinions and choices, or not capable of independent thinking. Because of these beliefs they consistently give their personal power to others. Often they are those who overtly and emotionally love everything and everybody in false and often irritating way, because there are no qualities of the masculine bringing in balance. The majority of people are a combination of these qualities, with hearts partially open, or opening now as the energies of ascension force the clearing of old cellular memory. These imbalances are beginning to be recognized globally and personally, because mankind is now evolved enough to correct them. If a spiritually ready and aware person simply ignores the need for incorporating balance into his life, wake-up calls will ensue, experiences that force the person to utilize the masculine or feminine energies needed. For example, an overly feminine woman who has always depended upon her husband and others to tell her what to do, may suddenly find herself alone and forced to activate her masculine aspect in order to survive. She is terrified at first, but soon discovers that she can do it. Gradually the old fears dissolve, and she graduates out of her previous state of consciousness, evolving into a new and more balanced one. Individuals who have lived lifetime after lifetime as one gender, at some point realize that she must live as the other gender in order spiritually evolve into the necessary balance. Thus, she chooses to incarnate as the needed gender, but once on Earth these dear ones, now unaware of their choice, come to believe that there must be a medical reason for their gender confusion. Gender confusion is the result of individuals experiencing the resonance of dominant energy from past lives still active in cellular memory, and then assuming that somehow they are in the wrong body. Individuals awakening to the truth of balance, but who have lived up to now according to strict third-dimensional beliefs regarding the roles of men and women, will greatly fear stepping out of the mold. When a person's family, friends, church, etc., still hold tightly to gender concepts, his awakening must be done quietly within himself. If he does not resist, his consciousness will gently begin to open and shift into a new and higher understanding of the true roles of men and women. Accepting the feminine as being just as important as the masculine can be an overwhelming process for those raised in societies that promote males as being more valuable than females. However, many are now ready to understand and accept the vital importance of the Divine Mother energy, the receptive, intuitive, creative, unconditional love energies manifesting on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally and spiritually. Likewise, of equal value and importance are the energies of the divine masculine, the active, the beer, the doer, the thinker. These facets of Divine Father energy are equally necessary to the complete and whole expression of God. They are meant to work in tandem with the feminine so that all actions are tempered with unconditional love. A balanced woman looks and acts feminine, but respects herself, is able to say no, acknowledges her own innate power, and is not afraid to take charge when necessary, with actions that reflect the needs, not wants, of all involved. A balanced man is one who makes decisions and enjoys the activities of the masculine, but is not afraid to love, and be loved, respects others, and does not feel the need to dominate in order to experience self-worth. We do not speak of women trying to be men, or men trying to be women. We speak of mankind's evolution into spiritual wholeness, through the acceptance and expression of both halves of the divine whole. A balanced woman will continue to look and behave in feminine ways, just as the balanced man will continue to act and look masculine, but once both centers are open, left brain and heart, they will be able to live and express both aspects in every situation. The third-dimensional consciousness continues to promote through movies, TV, periodicals, games, and advertising, concepts of real men, as only those who are tough, dominant, and powerful without consideration of who may be hurt in the process. Many still accept these myths, which for the most part are promoted by those who stand to benefit in some way from their continuation. The reason there are so many military suicides at this time is that after making commitments in the enthusiasm of service, these dear ones often find themselves experiencing great inner conflict, because their hearts have begun to open, or are already open. They are called heroes back home, and fear to disappoint families, friends, and all those dear to them who still hold beliefs of war and violence as being viable solutions. They can find no way out of their dilemma, and so take the only solution they know. The media continues to promote concepts of the ideal woman as being physically perfect and beautiful, but somewhat brainless and in need to man to be of any value. The ideal man is promoted as being physically strong and powerful, taking charge of every situation in his way, as well as being rich and handsome, and together they live happily ever after. These concepts are quickly disappearing for the majority, but there are still many, even among the evolved, who think of themselves as being half of a couple, and in need of the right one in order to feel whole. You are, and always have been whole and complete with or without another person. Never forget that. Many who have entered into relationships believing that they would find forever happiness and completeness, are now learning the necessary lessons of self-completeness the hard way, through difficult experiences. There must come to every evolving soul a time of balancing the masculine and feminine energies that are already present in their fullness within every individual. The masculine self-protecting and supporting the feminine self, and the feminine self-loving and receptive to the ideas of the masculine self, neither subservient to the other. Over lifetimes of experiences based in duality and separation, individuals learned that life was less painful if they closed their hearts, which has resulted in the creations of imbalance you witness in the world today. Much is being written and channeled with regard to having an open heart. These are not just pretty words, for the heart is where the divine feminine rests until recognized. An open heart in balance with the masculine allows the soul to live in its fullness, instead of as only a half. We are the Arcturian group. For those interested in more information regarding the masculine-feminine energies, Patricia Cota-Robles has recently posted a wonderful video on this topic. Webpage, Higher Density, at WordPress.com. Patricia Cota-Robles, Vlog 4. How did we create such a patriarchal society?